Hi everyone, my name's Ercy and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm giving you a holiday book haul. So if that is something you want to see, then I hope you stick around. So this holiday season, I feel very lucky because I was able to really dig deep in my book reading, collecting habit this holiday season, and this video is pretty much testament to that. I'm so thankful for all of the gifts that I received this holiday season. I just feel really lucky that I have been able to make friends on this platform. I've been able to share my love of reading. Nobody ever has to send me anything, but I'm always so grateful when people do, because I love receiving books. I love reading stories. I love sharing stories, and I get to share them with you guys as well. So let me not get too sappy in this introduction and just show off the books that I have in a really good intentioned way, not in a braggy kind of way. If any of these books that you see here is something that you're interested in reading, or you want me to read or prioritize ahead of others, just let me know, and I'll take those comments into consideration as I am creating these monthly TBRs. So without further ado, let me share what I received this holiday season. Part of it was me too. I did buy some of these books, so there's that. So let's just talk about the books. So this first one here is one that I received as a gift. So this one, I believe this one is from my brother. I think it's from my brother. I got them mixed up. I got this one and another one mixed up. So it's either from my cousin or my brother. So regardless, I'll thank both of them anyways. So this one is A Touch of Light by Thiago Abdallah. This cover is absolutely gorgeous with the red, orange, and everything. Like, this cover is beautiful. I have an e-copy of this book already, but I really wanted the physical copy just because of how beautiful this cover is. This one is a fantasy story. It says, how far would you go to resurrect someone you love? Would you change who you are to show you belong? I think that sounds really interesting. This book has gotten a lot of praise over on BookTube. The author, Thiago Abdallah, he is very active in the BookTube community. So I'm really excited to read this book and share my thoughts on that with you guys. So thanks to my brother, I believe, for sending me this book. And now the reason why I was a little confused whether if that was for my brother or my cousin was because it's either one or the other. So I'm just going to say my cousin got me this one. And this is She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan, another fantasy book. And this one is like a Mulan retelling with an LGBTQ plus angle to it, I believe. The main little thing that it says, to possess the mandate of heaven, the monk Zhu will do anything. So it's really cool. I really love the cover of this too. I really find like these colors, like the red and orange and black, to be really striking covers. I just think they're gorgeous. So I'm really excited to read through this one as well. So thank you to my cousin Adi. I believe she sent this one. So thanks to her. Now this one was definitely from her. This one's like a late birthday gift from her. She wound up pre-ordering this one for me, and it took a little while to get to me because my birthday was all the way in June, and it didn't get to me like till September. So also shows how long it's been since I've done a book haul for you guys. But anyways, this is Verity by Colleen Hoover. And the reason why, even though this book came out a while ago, the reason why is because this is like the special edition with an exclusive new chapter. But what made me laugh about this one when I saw it in the mail was like, okay, this is gorgeous, right? Beautiful. And then this just took me by surprise. I was like, girl, it's the whole back cover. I mean, it's a nice picture of her. I'm not gonna down her on that, but it just took me by surprise. Usually it's always like just a little corner, or they're like in the flap inside. But homegirl took up the whole cover. She's like, I'm gonna let you know who I am. So anyways, so Colleen Hoover took up the whole back cover, but I just thought that was kind of funny. So I'm excited to read this because homegirl's books are like all over the New York Times bestseller list. The second you walk into any of these bookstores, her books are front and center, and I have yet to read any of them. So I'm excited to see what her writing's all about, why everyone sort of loves her writing. This one's gotten a lot of really good reviews, especially from people that I trust in the community as well. So I'll be reading this one very soon. Now, these next two are from Book of the Month that I wound up getting back in December. For January, I wound up skipping January, but there's one on there, Age of Vice, that I'm really interested in, but I'm holding off because of all these books that I wound up getting in December and prior that I need to catch up on. So I just need a little breathing room before I bring in any more books. But I wound up getting Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This was the free book that I got in December because I'm like a Book of the Month BFF. And this is the one that won the Book of the Year. And so this one is about these two guys, or these two people that are like gamers, and they created like a video game and it kind of changed their life and all that kind of stuff. So I've heard, along with all of these, nothing but amazing things about this book. I mean, obviously it won Book of the Year from Book of the Month, so that's pretty cool. So I'm excited to read this one along with all of the books. There's that one. In that same month, I wound up grabbing a copy of Babel by R.F. Kuang, and this is a fantasy book that has to do with language and colonialism, I believe, or imperialism. I'm not exactly sure, but another one that's gotten tons of praise from people in the bookish community. So I'm excited to get to this one. I still haven't read the Poppy War series by this author. I have the first book and I still have not read it. So I think I'm going to wind up reading that one first and then getting to this one. Or I might just do this one and just backtrack on the Poppy War series because it's just like a one and done. I believe this is a one and done type book. I don't know if it's part of the series or not. I don't think it is. People have been calling this like a masterpiece of a book. So I'm excited to see what it's about. And now this one is a gift. And this one is from Fine Reads. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you and for you sending me this and just you being a person in this community because you're awesome. And she wound up sending me The Light We Carry by Michelle Obama. Now, I read her first book, Becoming, and I really, really did enjoy that. I really loved her writing style. I loved how she's able to weave in all of these stories. And so this one is, I think it's sort of like a little self-helpy kind of book, but it's overcoming in uncertain times. So I think she's just kind of passing along her wisdom and stuff. So I'm really excited to see how this book follows her other book, Becoming, and just kind of go from there. She is a very successful woman, not just because she married our former president, but because she has accomplished a lot in her life just on her own. So I'm really excited to read that one and see what I can learn from her. And now this one is one that like Barnes & Noble has this thing where if you go to buy like a coffee from the Starbucks that's inside of there, sometimes they're selling books right there, and usually like you buy a drink and you can get this for like $5. And the barista had a really great glowing review about this book. And I was like, you know what, $5, let me grab it. And that is Nothing But Blackened Teeth. Look at this. This is such a creepy cover. This is the cover of my nightmares. Like I think this is like a haunted house type book. But it's short and sweet, so hopefully it doesn't take too long for me to read through this one. But yeah, it says sharp, playful, and nasty as hell. Beautiful and brutal and heartbroken. Mesmerizing, delicate and disgusting. Like, what? Like, we'll see how I feel with this little guy right here. So that was Nothing But Blackened Teeth. So I'm excited to get to that one. And now this next one is a gift from Chaz, from Bookish Chaz. This is a late birthday gift that he wound up sending me. And he wound up sending A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms by George R.R. Martin. This is one of the few books that I did not have from him. And I'm really excited to have this one. And what's cool, I didn't know there were like pictures in here. So there's like illustrations and everything. So I'm pretty excited to read through this one. The Song of Ice and Fire is one of my favorite series, fantasy series. This is like a prequel. This takes place like a century before the events of Game of Thrones, which is interesting because now House of the Dragon, right, is like even like 200 years before the stuff that happens during Game of Thrones. So I just think this is just gonna round out my Westeros knowledge. So thank you, Chaz. I really appreciate this. Again, with the yellow and orange and red, I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful cover. Now, 3 more books left. This one is one that I wound up picking up myself. I was having a conversation with my husband about my love of birds. I really, really do love birds. I enjoy birds. I love watching birds. It's one of those, I'm not like a bird like enthusiast in terms of like, this is blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, it's more of like, I'll see birds and I like to just like watch them and talk about their behaviors and stuff because I just think they're beautiful creatures. But I told my husband, I was like, I love birds, but I feel like I don't know enough. Like I don't have enough built-in knowledge about them. It's just like they're just things that I appreciate out in nature, right? And so I wound up picking up The Genius of Birds by Jennifer Ackerman. I told myself I needed to start actually reading through some books about birds because I want to be one of those people that is like, well, let me tell you about the Anis hummingbird and its ability to thrive in the winter because of hummingbird feeders, right? Like I want to be one of those people that has like these random bits of knowledge about birds. And to do that, you need to read books about birds. So here's one that I picked up. I read through the introduction already and I'm already hooked. Like I was reading the introduction, I was like, oh my God, do you believe that these birds actually do this? My husband's like laughing at me because he knows I'm like geeking out about birds. So, and this cover is beautiful. I love birds. I'm reading this casually in the background. I'm just going to read like a chapter at a time randomly when I'm not in the middle of something else. And then when I actually do finish this, I'll let you guys know my thoughts on this book. So that's just like a casual read on the side. So there you go. This next one is The Love Songs of W.E.B. Du Bois by Honoré Fanon Jeffers. And as you can see, I got it at Target. This is just one of those impromptu buys that I had while picking up random stuff at Target. And I wound up picking this up. Well, I've been wanting to read this book for a while. When I first heard about this book last year, I was really interested in reading this one. The praise has been phenomenal for this book. I believe even like it's one of Barack Obama's favorite books of 2021. It's gotten its accolades out there, but you know, you can see it's a pretty big book. So I'm happy that it came out in paperback and I was able to pick this up so that way when I actually do read it, it's not so heavy in my hands. And this book is so floppy, I love it. Anyways, so that's The Love Songs of W.E.B. Du Bois. I always want to say Dubois, but I think that's incorrect. I think it's supposed to be Du Bois. All right, final book of this book haul, and I will let you guys go on your way. But this last one is a big one too. And this is a gift from my husband. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you all the time. So he wound up getting me the Order of the Phoenix, the 5th Harry Potter book series, the 5th book of the Harry Potter book series, illustrated by Jim Kay. And I'm really excited for this one because I have the first 4 of this series, the illustrated editions, and the illustrations are gorgeous. Like you can even see from the cover, Jim Kay does a phenomenal job creating these illustrations for these books, and I'm beyond happy that these are the copies of the books that I'm building towards. Growing up reading the Harry Potter series, I could never really afford to have them until the last book came out, and at that time I had a job. I was able to like pre-order it and just be part of the hype with that book. But I always borrowed them from the library, and like nothing wrong with borrowing books from the library. I borrow books from the library all the time. But it's just something about having it yourself and being able to buy it yourself. And I was able to do that with the final book of that series. So that was, for the longest time, that was the only book I had of the series. Because anytime I wanted to read through the series, I would just, I just borrow it from my library. Or I was waiting for the right edition to get. There's always all these different editions of the book. And I was just like, these, it's just not quite right. Not quite the ones that I want. Until these illustrated editions started coming out. And the first 4 I wound up getting as gifts. And so now the 5th one is also another gift from my husband. So I'm really excited that he was able to do that for me. So these illustrations are beautiful. So I'm just so thankful. Those are all the books. It's a lot. I'm not even going to pick up the stack because it's really heavy. And I worked out earlier today and I'm a little sore. So I'm not going to do that to myself. If you have read any of these books, or if you have any thoughts on these books that you want to share, the comment section is there for you guys so we can start interacting about any and all of these books. Or you can even let me know what books you got for the holidays. If you got any, I'd love to hear what you have to say. But if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a like or subscribe if you want to see a little bit more from me. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.